it's me, Ashley. And Walter with the wonky ear. Back in the kitchen again. He's chewing on something back there on the rough. Let's talk about dinner. Let's talk about, I'm hungry, it's late, I want something easy, and I want to make sure that there aren't a ton of dishes that I have to do afterwards. But I still want it to taste good, and I want it to be semi-healthy too. And gluten-free. So, here we go. We're doing tilapia rice bowls. They're going to be delicious. I'm not using real rice. If you want to make real rice, I've never been a big fan of real rice, so giving it up, it really wasn't that hard for me. Cauliflower rice, I love this stuff. Buy it pre-made, Aldi, Trader Joe's, whatever. Everybody's got rice cauliflower now. It's so hot right now. In the frozen section, you can make your own too. It's a lot of messing around, and it's really messy when you use your food processor. So, I got a bag of this. It's simply going. It's just this easy. It's going into my pan. I'm just going to let it sit until it breaks down and gets warm. That is all I'm doing with that. I just can't even bother. Can't be bothered with it. Okay, so let's do this. I've got, let me get a bowl. A junk bowl, because that's always my thing. Okay, I got 4 tilapia fillets right here, already thawed, ready to go. We're going to put some blackened seasoning on them. If you have blackened seasoning, if you have it pre-made and pre-bought, that's awesome. It's super easy to make it yourself though, okay? So I make it ahead of time, I make it in big batches, and then I just keep it. This is actually the silicone prep bowl set. This comes in a set of 3. These things are awesome. You can like melt butter in, you can melt butter in them. Also chocolate, anything else like that, and then you can like pour it over the top of stuff to like drizzle. But also it comes with these little lids, so half the time I end up using it as Tupperware. But it's awesome to have this blackened seasoning ready to go. All I'm gonna do, tablespoon of chili powder. Again, I'm using the Easy Read little measure, the adjustable ones, so you can see like they slide up and down. But I'm doing a tablespoon of chili powder. Put it here so you can actually see. I'm doing a tablespoon of cumin. That doesn't fit. Whoa, what are you doing back there? What's happening, man? Do you smell all the spices? Oh, it's wonderful. And then I'm doing half a teaspoon. Yeah, half a teaspoon of cayenne and paprika. Again, second size of the little adjustable scoopy things. I love these. They're very cute. So half a teaspoon of these. These go right in. Bum, ba, bum. Like a lot of cayenne. We like spicy things here at the House of Swoon. Smoked paprika. And then just a fourth of a teaspoon. Isn't that nice? It's all one thing. One thing goes into the thing, or into the dishwasher. Anyways, there's your blackened seasoning. A blackened doesn't refer to burning something. It's the actual seasoning that goes into it. Anyways, I'm going to sprinkle this right over the top of my tilapia fillets. Hope you can see from there. And rub it in nice and good. Again, doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be beautiful. It's not what we're going for. We're going for yum. There's my tilapia fillets. Okay, these are just going into the pan right across from me. My camera angles are limited here. So this is just going into a pan with a little bit of light olive oil for 2 to 3 minutes on either side. Okay, so we forgot a step. Walter, we forgot a step. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh. All right, so we want to go ahead, while our oil is heating in the pan, we want to go ahead and let some garlic sizzle in there too. So we've got 3 garlic cloves. I'm going to show you the wonder that is the garlic press. This is my second one. My other one is pretty old, but I freaking love this thing. So here's your deal. Fresh garlic is always best. It has the most flavor. It's what you want. So the Pampered Chef garlic press is really one of those things that it's one of its finest products, I will say. Whole clove goes right in there, right into it. And out it comes. I don't know if you can see. So the whole thing comes out. It's great. Has a, look, this is really funny. Like there's the, I want to save that. There's the actual peel. Comes right out, pops right out. So, but it also comes with this cool little scraper, little fork that it fits right on the inside of it. So I'm gonna do, again, don't have to roll it, don't have to get the You don't have to peel it at all. And look, that's a good one. See how that whole thing just comes right off? There it is, done. One more. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. There's something about garlic. Delicious. Boom. Now it's done. Scrape it off with the little knife. And then you can kind of peel it out if it doesn't come right back up on the thing. Great. All done. All right, now this is going to sizzle for I'm going to let it, no, you certainly don't want it to brown, but let it sizzle in the oil maybe 30 seconds to a minute before you add your tilapia fillets. Okay, so while we are back, Walter's very interested. While we are back, the tilapia is sizzling in the pan right now, getting that all cooked. But in the meantime, again, we want to be efficient about this. So we're going to dice up an onion and a red pepper. Again, using my flexible cutting mats for everything, all steps of this. They come in a set of 3. I have a couple sets of them because I use them so much, and then they go right into the dishwasher. They're great. I'm going to slice up a red bell pepper. I like to slice like that. Now, here's the other deal. You can always use the little scoop loop, and then you kind of just cut right into this, and out comes all your fleshy bits from your pepper. So I know that's something a lot of people like to use their scoop loop for. I'm going to dice these up real quick. And then you want 1 red bell pepper. La ba ba. Slicing up a red bell pepper. It's going to go into my tilapia bowl. Yeah, you betcha. Now, again, slicing, this does not have to be hard. It doesn't have to be difficult. Here's what I will say. If you are just starting off in the kitchen, or if you are notorious for denying yourself any special purchases or anything special, just because, well, I've always used this and it's been, good enough, get yourself a good chef's knife. Jeff and I took a knife skills class a couple years ago. And that is just the main thing that they will, if you have a good chef's knife, you can use it for everything. So even if you can't afford an entire set of knives right now, get yourself a good chef's knife. This is the size of it. It works for meat. It works for vegetables. It's everything that you're going to need to use a knife for. Look how pretty that is. Now, I'm also going to teach you right now how to slice an onion the most efficient way. Red bell onion, or red bell. That's a red bell pepper. This is a red onion. I love red onions. They're wonderful. Now, what do we want to do? Let me get a different one. Hold on, because that one looks a little gross. Again, who's on staff? Who's my food prepper? Come on, seriously? Okay, so best way to slice a red onion. Here we go. You're going to slice off just the top, okay? So off that goes into your trash bowl. Always keep your trash bowl handy. I'm going to take this and I'm going to slice just one on one side and on the other, okay? What that does is it helps me peel off the outer layer. Just kind of gives me a better angle to work with. I'm going to peel off that first layer, outer layer of the onion skin. And then, stick that there. So you can see it's like that, okay? I love red onion. Slice it, put it back down on the thing. Slice it from the bottom down through, okay? So now you've got that, okay? That's what you're dealing with. You're going to use the natural grain of the onion to do this. So all you do from that point on, okay, I'm going to slice it lengthways, okay, across. Tiny little slats. Now, this recipe calls for a small red onion. This is probably a medium to a large. We really like onions in this house, so I'm gonna go with the whole thing. You can see how this cuts. It already. It makes it so easy when you slice it like this. All little uniform pieces. That is delicious. So there you go. You're using the natural grain of the onion to dice it. I'm going to do one more side of this, and then I'm going to go flip over my tilapia. It's getting fishy in here, Walter. Can you smell that? It's so fishy. You can't have fish. You can't have onions. That's a definite no. Poor Walter. He gets no people food. Also, a little trick, if you find yourself crying over the onion, stick your head in the freezer for a little bit. It's much different than sticking your head in the oven. Okay, so tilapia's cooking, it's sizzling, cauli rice, just sizzling and warming up in the pan. That's all it basically has to do is de-thaw. Totally forgot to tell you that you get a dash of oregano into the blackened seasoning. I just remembered that, so I'm just gonna put just a dash. Oh, it's just a dash, that's all we need, just a little bit, yum. Again, I never do anything perfectly in the kitchen, and so perfection is overrated. Now, once this tilapia is done, it's beautiful. Again, you don't want to touch fish a lot when you're cooking it because it's so delicate and it really will kind of fall to bits. So I'm going to scrape out just my little fishy bits that kind of fell apart in there and turn my heat down. I'm going to put a drizzle of olive oil into the pan, kind of get some of that fishy bits up. And then also I'm going to take the zest of a lime. Awesome flavor. Microplane zester. I invested in this about 12 years ago. I've never looked back. It's been one of the best investments of my life. Orange zest, lemon zest, lime zest, Parmesan cheese, everything. It's so good. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a little lemon zest. I'm gonna put it over the top of my tilapia. Bum, bum, bum. It's delicious. It's so fresh. It smells so good. Oh, lime zest. It's so good. Yeah. You want to just put a little bit over the top of your fish. It adds a nice little flavor. The other thing that you want to do, I mean, heck, why not? Put it into your cauliflower rice. It'll give just such a nice, kind of citrusy, obviously, flavor to it. But that's good. Yum. Oh, I'll show you the back of this so that you can see. I think the smaller version of this has even a little holder where you can't be prone to. Oh, look at all that yummy zest. Where you're not prone to, I don't know, grating off part of your knuckles while you're doing it. I'm a little bit accident prone myself too. So again, the beauty of Pampered Chef items is that some of them keep me very safe. Oh, Walter's hug, he's getting grumpy. Okay, so anyways, I've got my olive oil in there, and now I'm taking, again, flexible cutting mats. Flexible, you say? Very flexible. Just like that. Down they go into the pan. I'm going to put that red pepper, that red onion, and I'm going to do a cup of corn, too, with that. I'm just going to use frozen corn. If you have fresh corn, like leftover, that's super yum, too. But easy read measuring cups, these are great, too, because you read them from the inside. So when you go to fill them, then you can read it from the inside. Those come in a set of 3, I believe, little stackable ones. They're awesome. Okay, so this is going to cook down. I love pretty food. Walter, don't you love pretty food? Oh, yes, I would like it a lot more if you actually let me eat it instead of that doggone kibble. All right, it's a tricky subject. I'll salt and pepper that a little bit. I always keep kosher salt out. This is confusing when people come to my house because I keep it in one of the sugar things. But I always keep kosher salt out and easily accessible pepper too. That's the other little nice thing. So you want to add some of that in there and let that simmer down just a little bit. Okay, so those have sizzled in the pan for about 2 minutes or so. I'm going to add a can of black beans along with this. Oh, Walter's very excited at the next step. Pampered Chef can opener. This thing is awesome. You stick it on. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6. There's your workout. It's got a little grabber. Off comes the top of the lid. And the best thing about this can opener, I've showed this before, about it. But the best thing about that can opener is that it's a completely clean top because it cuts from the side. So that way you're not like, you know, slicing off your own fingers. The other thing I'm going to use is this ingenious thing. It's called a can strainer. And honestly, it just goes on top of your thing. I'm going to use my little trash bowl for this. Normally I would do this over the sink. But that's literally, it's like only a couple bucks. And I use it all the time. I'm going to rinse these just a tad. Just because I don't like a lot of that bean syrup in there. And it honestly makes it look so pretty. Again, I'll show you. Comes right out like that. So, my beans are clean, my beans are drained, my beans go in the pan. Color and beauty. Oh, all the things I love in life, especially in the kitchen. All right, so these beans are gonna go in here just until basically they're warmed up, because canned beans are already, they come out pretty soft. Look at how beautiful this pan is. Is this not lovely? Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. All right, so we're gonna let those beans cook just a tad. And honestly, however you want to plate it from this point on, I mean, we're good to go now. So however you choose to plate it, I usually throw the rice right into the mix of the stuff. And then maybe like shred the tilapia and throw it all on top and mix it all together in one big dish. You can top it with salsa, you can top it with guacamole, sour cream, whatever you want to put on there. Walter's sad because he's out of the shot. What's going on? I smell the fish. So the deal is you can do it like that, or if you want to make it look really pretty, you can put the rice first, lay this stuff over the top of it, lay your salmon or your tilapia fillet over the top. However you want to do it from this point on, you're on your own. I'm not the boss of you. You're fine. I'm just here to help, and I hope that this easy, quick cleanup meal, using all these awesome Pampered Chef items, totally helps you out. So again, I'll put a link in the comment section of where I post this, but thanks for watching the video, and I hope that I gave you a little bit of help today. Give you a little inspiration. Walter, you did awesome. Anything? Any thoughts? All right, he's over it. Oh, there he is. Walter with the wonky ear. It's kind of sad he doesn't get any of it. Happy eating, guys.